another episode of the program Improve Seeds on your best agricultural television, Arcn Abuja. I am your usual host, of course, Hilda Francois. And today we have a special episode, and that is I am with the director, Plant Resources Department of Agricultural Resource Council of Nigeria, Arcn Abuja, where we're going to explore on the department and its mandates. And of course, if there are anything we need to know about plant, most especially now that the rainy season is here. So don't go anywhere, just sit right there, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Right now, welcome, sir. Can we meet you?
I'm Dr. Oluwafemi Salako. I'm presently the Director of Plant Resources Department, Arcn. I became the head of the department, HOD, head of the department in 2020. And so it's about 3 years now that I've been in charge of this department.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Can you give us a brief history, an introduction of the department?
The Plant Resources Department, so the Arcn, was created after the recent technical restructuring of departments. And the mandate of the department is to achieve the aims, the objectives, the vision, the mission of the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria by providing technical advice and so supervision, coordinating of plant resources research training activities within the National Agricultural Research Institutes and Federal Colleges of Agriculture under the purview of the department.
Wow. That's a great one. That's a big one. So what are your mandates?
Yes, the department has about 4 divisions.
Okay.
The first one, the Arable Crops Division.
Okay.
It's supposed to provide technical advice on genetic improvement and crop management of cereals, pulses, oil seeds, and fiber crops for crop improvement and food security.
So are you trying to tell us that we can have improved varieties of these kind of crops that you just mentioned?
Yes,
Wow.
we do. We have about under the purview of this department, we have 9 plant-based research institutes.
Okay.
Now, starting from the north east, we have the Lake Chad Research Institute, Maiduguri. The northwest, we have the Institute of Agricultural Research, Zaria in Samaru. The north central, we have the National Cereals Research Institute, Badegi in Niger State. In the south east, we have the National Root Crops Research Institute, Umudike. We have the southwest, we have the Institute of Agricultural Research and Training, Ibadan. We also have the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria, Ibadan. Then we have the National Institute for Horticulture in Ibadan also. We have in the south, we have the Rubber Research Institute of Nigeria in Benin. We also have the Nigerian Institute for Oil Palm Research, NIFOR in short, as also in Benin. Now, recently with the new reform and the new act that we have, we've now added the National Center for Agricultural Mechanization at Ilorin. We call it in short INCAM.
Wow, that is beautiful. So it has even covered across the country.
Yes.
So everywhere you are, you can even get them. That's beautiful.
Yes.
All right, so back to the department now. What are some of the activities that you engage in the department, such as your departmental meeting, divisional meeting, your projects, your attendance? Tell us, something that we'll get to know more about your department.
Yes, as a department, since I became the HOD, we've been having a series, about 3 departmental meetings within a year, and we have read our minutes, and everybody, including the non-technical staff, are involved, and we share ideas, and we bring to awareness the various activities different divisions have engaged in the quarter. Now we also have divisional meetings. These divisional meetings are for each of the 4 divisions, and each divisional meetings hold about bi-monthly, twice, every 2 months.
Okay.
We have the meeting. It's where each individual staff is given a crop by which it gives us the recent updates according to some laid down guidelines. So by that, it brings to awareness the division of the various recent development in that field or for that crop.
Okay, good.
So we also have seminars that we undertake in the department. We have subject matter related seminars, and we also have individuals have what they want to tell us about the various crops or what of their interest as relates to plant resources. Part of our activities also involve projects. For instance, we had a project. The title was assessment of newly released varieties dissemination among selected NARIs, National Agricultural Research Institutes. The department also gives the room for individuals to go for their professional conferences. They present, they also write papers and present it as such conferences, and so they enhance their training, the things they've learned, they rehearse it, and they get up to date in such fields.
That is good. All right, for the training now, when last did we have trainings, and are there any criteria that must be put before a member of the department goes out for training, and when last did you have the training?
Yes, we had one, for instance, okay, there are levels, there are several levels. There's the one that the council gives, and there's one individual initiates by himself, and there's some, so let me start. The first one that the council gives about 2 years ago, there was one that was for the staff, directory staff, from level 13 to 15, on administration. We had the joint one. Then we have divisional trainings, whereby through the executive secretary, we have the approval for him to give us the approval to the plant genetic resources and biotech division went to NAGRAB and IITA Ibadan to have a course on the plant genetics research and pathology management. So that's on divisional level, and individuals, various staff, like we have 1 or 2, have they also go to the online and look for courses like NOFIC in Australia, Netherlands, whereby one of them did a course in Netherlands on conservation agriculture. Last year we had one of our staff, he went to UK also for another course on making research work. So we also have internal ones within Nigeria that people attend. We have sometimes we are privileged to join online trainings. There's one I attended with one of my staff on good agricultural practices. So there are several levels of trainings that we're exposed to and we do enjoy.
All right. That's a very busy department. What is the communication level between you and the ARCN as a body, and even Federal Ministry of Agriculture, and some private sectors? Do you have international collaboration with some maybe companies or bodies? Let's get to know.
The department is an arm of the ARCN, and so the way in the typical of civil service, we have directives as given from the chief executives, that's the executive secretary. It recruits through the director of each department, and we now pass the assignment to our colleagues, our subordinates. They do part of the work, and as it comes, everybody adds its own knowledge, contributes to it before it gets back to him as a draft to see whether we have to see the extent to which we have answered the assignment. So that's the link.
All right, then between you and Federal Ministry of Agriculture, and you talked about going for trainings abroad and even in Nigeria.
There are two issues. Let me tell you. With the relationship with the Ministry of Agriculture, which is our modern ministry, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in full. We have a lot of things that we do. For instance, there's a meeting. There's a National Council of Agriculture and Rural Development. That is the highest making body within the agricultural sector, and all stakeholders come for that meeting. And we too, we do attend in order to promote and in order to give the perspective of agricultural research in such meetings. Then we also have, they invite us for their value chain and field day meetings for different crops. For instance, I was in Kefi last year on the sorghum value chain, and field day, So we also have part of the staff involved in our promotion. They come to provide the oversight function over the council when we were doing the promotion for our staff. So that also happens. And we also have recently again, they asked us for staff to be included in a team to go to Port Harcourt to inspect the storage facilities, because the Ukraine government was intending to give the Nigeria the wheat. So we work together, we collaborate on several levels, even in trainings, and the trainings they have. We also have our staff that attend, and like one of the recent ones I attended, it involved SHEP. It's one of a kind of training that was provided by JICA. It's a Japan intervention program in Nigeria with the view of strengthening our farmers through our federal colleges of agriculture, how we include into their curriculum that program, and thereby help increase the awareness to a wider scope of people and farmers.
And partnership with other collaboration with other private.
As regards to partnership, yes, we have a lot of partnership with associations. For us, we have some relationship with Bamboo and Raftan Farmers Association of Nigeria, whereby we get involved in their annual meetings, and sometimes we also assist them in financing those conferences, contribute our own small token. Our staff get involved in the local, the LOC, local organizing committee, now to see how these programs can be more fruitful. You know, we also have the Soil Society of Nigeria. We've been part of their conferences. There are now meetings where we also get involved, not to know what is current, get involved to present papers, and I tend to keep updates. We have the ecological organic agriculture. They also partner with us as to, for instance, presently now they're in the stage of developing a draft on organic agriculture, and we've been part of the review process at the various levels.
All right, we're still talking to Dr. Salako, and he has said a lot. He said a lot about the department, the linkage between the department, Arcn, and Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, and also about with the private associations. And you know, everything they're talking about is farmers, the interest to give us better and improved varieties of plants. Keep watching. Arcn will be right back where he's going to tell us more again. I know if there are some programs laid down for farmers. We'll be right back. Welcome back. What are the divisions that make up the department as a whole?
There are 4 divisions that make up the Plant Resources Department.
Okay.
The first one is the Arable Crops Division, which provides technical advice on genetic improvement and crop management of cereals, pulses, oilseeds, and fiber crops for crop improvement, and which are also of economic importance. We also have the Root, Tuber, and Horticultural Division, which focuses on the technical advice on root, tuber, horticultural crops, ornamental crops, with a view of increasing productivity and nutrition and food security. We have the Plant Genetic Resources and Biotech Division, which is also to provide technical advice as it relates genetic resources conservation and the use of biotech tools, with a view of improving or providing improved crop varieties, of increasing improved crop varieties. We also have the Tree Crops Division, which provides the technical advice to the council or advises the council on issues that are related to improvement of tree crops.
Tree, like tree?
Tree.
Tree?
Tree crops.
Oh, okay.
Such as oil palm trees, cocoa trees, and rubber trees, and tea, and so forth. So, and with a view of product development in local and for local use and for exports, and consequently for economic development.
Okay, that's good.
So these are four divisions, and
Wow.
it's what they do.
So now, a local farmer. That is beautiful. Okay, that's where you are talking about Ibadan, the central, the north.
Yes.
Oh, that is good. And since the inception, have we been able to generate any improved variety of these four divisions, like the products, like for the cocoa, for rubber? Are there improved varieties of such trees now?
Definitely, there are improved varieties for each of these research. For that's what they were set to do. The research institutes, their first primary project is for genetic improvement of different crop varieties according to their mandates.
Okay.
Each of these NARIs have their mandates. For instance, the National Cereals Research Institute has the mandate for rice,
Okay.
sugarcane, you know.
Alright, this to Arcn TV. I was still talking to Dr. Salako, and he has told us a lot. Sir, now, as a department, what are your next steps to deliver your mandates? Your department has to do more of improved stuffs, improve seeds, improve trees. What are your next steps? How can farmers get to you? You are here, and I know you have all branches around. How do they get to? What are your plans for our farmers?
The Agricultural Research Office here, which coordinates agricultural research across the NARIs, we get to our farmers through our research institutes and through extension agents. But where we get involved with our farmers here in Abuja is with our AROC, Agri Research Outreach Centers, which we have. We have one at Kuje, we have another one at Karshi, we have one at Kawu. There we have adopted villages and adopted schools. Part of our activities as in AROC, it's to demonstrate newly improved varieties from these research institutes to farmers within our communities. And so we offer them, we have demonstration plots to show them the agronomic practices of how they can best utilize our improved seeds and harvest as it's been designed to, So we we also have seminars for them. For instance, in the off season, during there's no rain, we have post-harvest. We have seminars on post-harvest handling. We also have post-harvest. We have seminars on pesticides use, handling, because we are, for instance, the reason why our crops are usually sometimes rejected is because they have residues of pesticides within them. So how do they use it in a safe form whereby it's good for consumption and good for export? We also have trainings for them like that. Then we also take care of issues that relates to problems, so that they have pesticides, diseases affecting their crops. Those are all those issues that concerns soil degradation. We have soil scientists that also help them to provide solutions to their challenges in the AROC. So that's how we get across to our farmers. Also, this also cascade back to our research institutes. They also have AROC centers. They have the same AROC villages and AROC schools, whereby they disseminate these new technologies to them and show them these improved seeds whereby they'll profit and do well.
All right, but you talked about something like they're rejecting some of your crops. Have you done anything in respect to that? Have you been able to rectify the problems? Maybe is it from the improved varieties now? Are they now free of pests?
No, generally, for instance, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture has a program, Zero Reject Initiative from the Federal Ministry of Agric. It's a general problem. Most of our farmers, the workforce, we have a large force of farmers in Nigeria, and most of them are not even aware of this improved seed as they ought to. Gradually over the years, we have been releasing new varieties, which has different characteristic traits. Prominent among them is, which a lot of people want, is the increase in yield. So they are not aware about the practices which they do, which means contaminates. They don't just apply without due following the protocol, the manner of use. They abuse it. They overuse some fertilizers. They do not understand how to use them. So we, during our programs and our seminars around our work with them, try to show them of how they can do this, so that by the time they test this, because mostly when this is at the border where they will be exported, they are tested. It's at those point they are rejected. So when we offer them such seminars, they get to learn and reject, and by so doing, their crops get accepted, and they're able to export and generate revenue, foreign exchange for the country and for themselves.
Right.
So that's how we do. But I know generally we are trying to increase the awareness, among the populace, and that's what we've been doing over the years, and to keep them updates on new developments in that field also.
So what encouragement, what last words do you want to tell them?
The Arcn is supposed to reduce poverty, reduce hunger, and to make sure there's food security through agricultural research. And we've been doing that for a long time through our research institutes. We have presently 16 research institutes now, which have different mandates for different crops. And they've been working judiciously to see the release varieties that meet the needs of the farmers.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Hope when we come to you again, you will still be open to us.
Great.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. It was a pleasure talking to Doctor. And if you enjoyed us, keep watching Arcn. This is the only TV station that you get to know everything about agriculture. Just stay tuned, watch more of our programs, call us, follow us on our Facebook account, on our YouTube account, call on to us, and we'll answer all your questions pertaining agri. I remain Hilda Honsel Francois, urging you to keep a date with us next week, for I will bring you another beautiful episode. From all of us here is bye, and stay out of trouble.